Level 9 is an expansive solutional cave system that is gradually flooding with water, continuously pouring through the holes and conduits from level 8. Water pours at a steady rate, regularly surpassing the height of its entrances. Flooded entrances no longer connect to level 8. These connecting points instead shift to a similar point further up the cave system. While exit pipes to level 8 exist, nearly all of them have been sealed from the other side. Each cave is extremely narrow, averaging 1 meter in width and half a meter in height, or 3 feet per 1.5 feet. Narrower caves are very common, occasionally becoming impassable. Vertical passages are an uncommon blessing, allowing wanderers to quickly escape the rising waters and gain life-saving breathing room. The rate of rising water can vary depending on the shape of the cave, or if pressure between structures varies. A narrow cave may surge water upwards in many feet per second, while other caverns may fill up by mere meters every hour. Certain sections of level 9 are different in composition, containing other rock types and, most commonly, quartz formations. Within these formations are unique soluble crystals formed from other substances ubiquitous to the Backrooms, among them crystallized almond water, carpet fluid, and more rarely, fire salt. A unique species of brown-colored spider, commonly known as itses, inhabits some cave passages, weaving dense and resilient webs that partially or completely block transit. Only slightly larger than 1 centimeter, their natural coloration makes them hard to see. Their slightly larger egg sacs house hundreds of newborn spiders, which quickly swarm disturbing wanderers. They are also known for webbing proportionately large bubbles of air, which they use to float and breathe when water levels exceed them. These bubbles, however, do not have any other role in their life cycle. Even the diminutive prey they eat, small worms distressingly similar to leeches, choose to stay outside of the water. This leads some to think that the spiders and their single prey used to be waterborne at some point. We believe due to rising water contamination, both species have avoided staying submerged for long periods of time, and have instead adapted to remain entirely on dry land. The poisonous bite of these spiders is not lethal in small doses, but the pained disorientation it causes is almost certainly worse. Wanderers have described it as a spinning sensation, closely followed by paranoid uncertainty of one's direction. Together with the urgency of finding one's way upward, the ensuing panic is almost certainly a death sentence. Around 30 bites are sufficient to accumulate enough poison to kill a healthy person. Thus, webs and egg sacs must be avoided at all costs, even if it means coming back the way one came. In especially rare occasions, wanderers have come across entries to stone corridors from 2 to 3 meters in height and 1.5 in width, or 6.5 to 10 inches in height and 5 in width. These winding corridors, rarely documented, are non-linear and regularly shift in structure. Navigating them, while easier than scaling the cramped caves, should not be attempted. None that have entered them are known to have returned. While the water that originates from level 8 is salty in composition, almost certainly seaborne, that which continuously ascends level 9's caves is uniquely benign and almost potable. Indeed, the cave system appears to exert a purifying influence over liquid. Its quartz formations in particular are thought to filtrate salt, with other unique crystallized substances supplementing the water with almond water, certain nutrients, and a little fire salt, proven, much to the confusion of us scientifically minded few, to somewhat enhance flavor. There is, however, one outlier to this theory: carpet fluid crystals diluting into the otherwise pure water. The presence of diluted carpet fluid in level 9 water makes it unfit for consumption. Metal poisoning and other digestive ailments are quickly acquired when drank. If one is to believe that level 8 was meant for or constructed by humans, then this is certainly a bad sign. It is notable that the amount of carpet fluid in the water has been rising for well over a decade, as evidenced by the rapidly worsening fate of those inexperienced wanderers that, whether voluntarily or accidentally, digest it. It is perhaps possible that carpet fluid was never meant to crystallize in level 9, making it a potentially invasive substance. This is further reinforced by the sealed extraction pipes that connect the flooded city and the caves. Perhaps they were originally meant to distribute purified water throughout the Backrooms before the advent, or perhaps infection of crystallized carpet fluid. While documentation on the matter is scarce and the details just a little less so, the story of the refinery station is one that never leaves the circles of established wanderers. For those newer few, here's how most recollections go. One day, 3 brave wanderers, motivated by nothing but the itch of discovery, see themselves traversing the hellish darkness of level 9. Their experience is all but usual for the first few days, for they stayed just over a week, rapidly ascending to prevent the water from catching up, finding wide caverns to eat, drink, and even sleep. But on the 4th day of their stay, they encounter an unimaginable rarity. A huge open cavern, dozens of meters in height and width, housing a concrete rectangle on its center, held up by steel legs and decorated by a multitude of steel pipes that dig into the rock. Fascinated and encouraged by the discovery, our 3 wanderers explore this cavern from top to bottom, quickly finding a watertight entry into the rectangle. Inside, they find thundering machinery, turbines that extract water from the deeper caverns and pump them upward. I will not bother you with more details. What is important here is what they found at its center. A mass of tubes, turbines, and tanks that expelled an asphyxiant gas and leaked a deep red liquid. Later in the story, messing with the machine causes something to spark, igniting the gas and collapsing the cave, which our 3 heroes narrowly escape as it crumbles and floods. Now, as far as we understand, this gas is likely none other than fluorine. It is likely that the machine was extracting water from level 9 for the purpose of purifying it, and separating it into hydrogen and oxygen, both of which are prevalent in piping and have no known source. Carpet fluid intrusion may explain their replacement by fluorine, or vice versa. Hydrogen and carpet fluid exist together in only 2 places, Cogwell matrices and the Eye of God. It is thus somewhat reasonable to believe that it is likely sourced from here, from other refinery stations that are still functional. This allows us to construct a rather worrying chronology. If carpet fluid is an intrusive alien substance, then it is possible that its presence in the aforementioned systems precedes their decay. I don't think I need to evoke the image of the scorched landscape of level 12 to make my point here. Permanent habitation of level 9 is impossible. The constant rise of water, its cramped spaces, and absolute absence of any nutrition prohibit even the most flexible of nomadic lifestyles. Level 9 can be entered through holes in the walls of some buildings level 8, and from its sublevels. Additionally, this level may be entered via specific holes and cracks in the ground of level 21. By digging up through the patches of earth found in the ceilings of some of the caves, one can enter level 10.